Dude,
Only best link in my bio. He's an Israeli
Our
guy.
most loyal listeners.
hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Gelman Games podcast. I am Andrew and here we have the guy in the Dracula suit, Karan, and Jakob, the originator of the podcast. What is going on, boys? Okay.
I'm not
He's
sure.
just trying to get the Halloween vibe.
We wanted the fourth man here, but he is a bit busy right now, so let's
He's
just...
playing the ghost one. You can't see him, I guess.
He's probably ghosting somewhere. He's trolling. He's like listening while...
He's trying to play the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Speaking of ghosting, today's topic, relationships.
What a segue.
How's
Wow.
that?
What a segue. Damn. All right. Now that you did it, you could start off.
Oh.
Oh no.
I guess I'd probably be the one here with the least experience. Being
Well,
as,
No.
I mean, least experience, most experience, it doesn't really matter, right?
no. I mean, for me, it's completely different. Well, I guess Quran would be similar, but for me, I'm Muslim, so we don't really date per se. Like,
Mhm.
we get to know the family and obviously the person, but it's not like a typical dating as Western. We don't like touch or nothing like that. We can only be together with the family type of thing, like, or with the guardian. So we get to know each other through that, and then if we both agree that we come to terms and everything, then we get married. We avoid any of the hurt by doing that, but still, sometimes things fall through. Like, I myself only spoke to two others before, and things
Mhm.
kind of fell through.
There's a lot of trust issues to maybe keep up with like a relationship. I
Mhm.
mean, when you two are not like together and then you're going your separate ways to like do your own thing, anything can happen
Mhm.
within that period of time until you see each other. It's I don't know, like sometimes you get a feeling of like some sort of a jealousy as a guy towards your other half about, I mean, but that's like some sort of like a thing where girls think that when their guys are jealous, it's sort of like, how do you say this?
Like toxic.
I'm not gonna say toxic. It's just more like we're needy,
Possessive.
Yeah,
Possessive.
possessive.
possessive. Yeah, I guess that's the way some people look at it. Like, or if they go out dressing a certain way to get people to look at them,
Oh,
and then their man feels a certain way about it. It's like,
that's another thing I see where when you are with your girl and the guy is just like right there, but the girl is just dressed up in front of the public. You
yeah,
know for a fact that you are putting yourself in this position in front of everyone.
yeah, exactly. It's
It's
like
like a
you need,
challenge.
yeah, it's like you need to have respect for your partner because
Yeah, because you have to trust
nobody
her.
wants that. Yeah,
You have to trust her. It weird.
yeah. But at the same time, you're not supposed to be showing like your body off.
hmm
It's like having respect for your partner and also having trust.
Yeah, like in a world right now, I know it's a different society when it comes to like new relationships now because they're getting influenced by like what you see on the media. I
Hmm.
mean, everywhere you see it, like it's something that is either not safe for work or something, or it's just a little
Yeah.
like something that is just like exposed.
Hmm.
Where back then, I don't know what it was back then. I'm always old school.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You are
like
I
old.
know we all.
I'm I'm old, but but like I remember when, because I've never had like, I've only had like maybe one serious relationship, and that made me learn a lot about how to keep up with everything, trying to maintain that connection with that person. When I first met her, it was just like right there at work. I I mean, that's
Hmm.
what it is. Like when you're at work, you see someone, oh my gosh, your connection starts to like build and build and build. And then I went out of nowhere, just said, I just asked her out right there, got her number and everything. And then the feeling in the beginning, you know, I don't know what you call this, the honeymoon phase, where you're
Yeah,
not
that's what
really,
everyone calls it.
where you're not like official, but you're starting to feel like you're chasing that person right there by just by going slow into the relationship until like it's starting to, until like the hard work begins when you are trying to keep it together after making it official, kind of thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's like that was probably like the best feeling, is just you're not together, but you're pushing so hard to get her attention, and then that happy go, I don't know, this happy feeling is just there still, and then later on it just becomes hard.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like people take for granted is like once they finally get that person, they become too comfortable, and it kind of like in their head, they're like think they kind of have to stop trying because it's like, oh, well, I already secured this person, but it's the complete opposite. It's like once you get married or whatever, or you find somebody, it's like that's when the real work begins. That's where you need to try your hardest because it's all about maintaining. And thing too, I was watching a while ago, like a marriage video. It was like kind of talking about how you'll have like two to three or however many different marriages inside one marriage, just basically meaning that you'll have to switch up so many different things, like either sacrifice things or, change scenarios where either you'll change or something about the relationship will change just to make it work, like whether it be kids or, big decisions within your relationship. But it's all about adapting and like, getting through it together, supporting each other, things like that. Like you really have to try harder. And I feel like people get too complacent sometimes, and that's kind of where people maybe lose that spark or whatever.
Yeah, the commitment's really that just getting that commitment in is pretty hard to
Hmm.
figure out. Um,
Yeah.
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 See, on the topic, I can't say anything because I never had a serious relationship before.
Mm.
Or as a matter of fact, I never had a relationship before.
Well, I just look into it a lot.
So
You could
it
see.
depends, right?
I mean, you could
For
see
for
like
me, like,
your. Go ahead.
because for me it was always like find someone that I want to be with for rest of my life,
Yeah,
right?
that's how I am.
So couldn't find anyone like that.
Hmm.
You
So
can't plan
that's
it
why I
though.
never was in relationship or like never got with someone, right?
You can't plan
Because
it though. Like you can't plan it prior to seeing that person. Once you're with that person, then you'll figure it. Then you'll know whether she's the one or not.
but at least I have to feel that connection, because she's the one.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am too. I keep myself really reserved because I want to do all those things when I'm married. So it's like, yes, I'll get to know this person. Yes, I'll meet their family. I obviously want to get to know who I'm marrying, like in the proper way. But once I get married, that's when I'll properly like, that's when everything will fall into place. But yeah, you don't plan who you like. It's not something that you like plan. It just comes.
It's not a planning thing, yeah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I see. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do
yeah,
party. I don't
yeah,
like to go out and wear those clothes and everything, right? I'm little bit old school. I don't want
yeah.
to
Me too.
see spending those money in dinner dates and everything. Spending in like nice clothes, gifting those things. That's all good. But what I want, it's like old school shit.
Yeah, I'm the
Where you
same.
take a nice walk in a park or maybe go stargazing or something like that.
Oh, those simple
Very
Yeah,
things.
for
My
sure.
goodness, you don't
That's
get a
the
lot of
best.
that. You don't get a
Yeah,
lot. And the thing is,
that's where all the
I don't want
memories
to post
come.
my pictures on social media showing that we went to
Yeah.
five-star hotel,
you
had
never
a dinner.
know. Like, you never know that it's important until like it's gone, kind of thing.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because people showing like someone like in relationship, boyfriend or girlfriend give them Gucci or
Yeah.
Kate or something like that. Right? I don't want those things. I'll do that, but
Once in
not
a
like for
while.
social media. But not
Yeah.
for social media. I don't want to post those things on social media and everything. I want
Oh, no,
simple
no, no, no.
thing and simple.
Oh my goodness. Just don't put it up. Like keep it to yourself. I mean, it's great to like put it up on and show everyone like your relationship that's with that person every time, but that just feels like you're just putting yourself out into the world, and you're kind of exposing like maybe what you're kind of exposing yourself to, like whether it's good or bad. Like people can think about on the other side what they'll assume like based on like a picture or a video. Oh, look at this person in the video. That person's reaction is just like, oh, why is this person not happy when they're doing this fun thing on video, like anything like that. And then whenever I post something on like on social media, bam, like your comments and your likes is just coming out of nowhere because you never revealed it. Well, this is why like I don't like this fame or kind of like a publicity type of thing to show that you are taken in with
Mm.
from all your followers and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd like,
Second thing,
yeah,
like I've been in on like a few dates now and talked with a few people, but when you talk to someone and when you meet them in real life, that's like so different. You can high talk on the chat, right, over
Oh
the phone,
yeah.
but I'm not like that fast forward that sleep with someone on the first date or get physical.
Oh, I can like
But
tell you
nowadays,
how mine thing ended.
no, no, but nowadays it became so common and people like assume or expect you to do those things, right?
It doesn't feel right. I mean, we've got hooked
It
into
doesn't never
this.
feel right to me.
It's just taken over the society that we
yeah,
just it's just like a reflex where we're just doing it here, and without even like putting a lot of attention to it. Finding that someone is really hard now.
oh yeah.
Um, Trying to bring back the old vibe of finding someone into the 2023 world of dating.
That's the thing. Like, one of the things I love about my religion is because that's the thing. You try to find that like one person, and then once you're married, you can do all those things, and that's when it's special because you know you're only gonna do it with that person or whatever. And it's like that's also like religion aside, such an old school thing because like back in the day, that's how it was too. Like you had to like do all these things
Can't do
before.
this until you get married.
Yeah. Or it's like you had to like actually show that you had like cared for the person and like it was all about the emotional thing because like that all that stuff like uh having like intercourse and stuff like that, that's like
Yeah.
such a small percentage of what the relationship is because
Yeah.
it's all about like emotional connection and things like
It's
that.
part of the life, but it's not the major part or the
Exactly.
only part that you have to do, right?
Exactly. Plus it's not supposed to be something you just do and throw away. Like it's supposed to mean something.
It's
It's
Yes.
like
supposed to
it's an act
last.
of love. Yeah, it's like an act of love and it's literally the closest you can physically be to the person you like love or whatever. It's like that special meaning has just like gone,
Yeah.
I feel like
It's not
nowadays,
like
especially
a
in Western
physical
society.
thing for me. It's like emotional, right?
That's what I
If you are
mean, yeah.
connected to person or not,
Yeah.
like physically and mentally, not physically,
Hmm.
like mentally and like emotionally.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of learned my lesson on that with my first or my only relationship is when you're in like a relationship for your first time, you kind of tend to rush everything. You kind of you put a lot of work into trying to make sure that she doesn't leave you. You're trying so hard to like spend all that money just to make sure that she's happy. Keep texting her every time just to say goodbye, say hello, say good morning, say good night, give her like a call or something. Like I've I just I've learned from that by just you got to make sure that you just slow it down. It's really hard to slow it down when you are a first time relationship person,
Hmm.
and then I get like easily emotional for like
Yeah.
when I'm not with that person. I
Hmm.
like I said, texting her too much while she's at work, or else, like I just disturb her just to make sure that she doesn't forget about me.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. Like it's good to have that constant communication. It's necessary and it's key. Like with whoever you're with, you always want to have constant communication, but it also, yeah, it can't be something you're like it's dependent on,
Hmm.
like emotionally.
Yeah.
But it's 100%, I'd say mandatory to have constant communication. Obviously, like people work and stuff, but like just those simple things. Like you need to
But
always
this
talk
thing has
everyone.
like one of the major reason like for failed relationship and all those things. This is like I think this is the one of the reason of this. The social
Yeah.
media and your mobile phone, right?
Well, yeah.
Back then
That,
they used to write letters from a
hmm
countries or continent apart, right?
hmm
And still they were happy and be
Well, yeah.
together for years, decades.
That's that's another point I wanted to make. Like that's another reason I don't have social media. But even so, it's become so awkward nowadays, like to approach any, not even just a female, but anybody in the real world, because it's become such like a thing that just doesn't happen as much anymore.
They get
Where
agitated. Like
yeah,
the
or like
opposite.
they think you're like they give you like a hostile attitude. It seems
Yeah.
like.
So if you like walk up to that person, you say hello to a beautiful girl, that
Mm-hmm.
girl will think that you're a creep right
So
there.
yeah, something like that, or like even not even females, like even like trying
Oh,
to find a friend nowadays, like male, even like they just it's seen as such like a weird thing nowadays to just approach somebody or like ask to hang out outside of like maybe work hours or if you go to school outside of school hours, something like that. It's become such a thing that's not very common, I guess, nowadays.
there was a video I saw, like those type of videos where they do these publicity stunts to show like what that person is actually like. Say
Hmm
so like there's a video where this person is like dressed up as a blind person. Sounds like a bad example, but it's a test to see like who's actually genuine to that person
hmm
and all that stuff. So he goes around, he walks around with the cane, and he just goes by a person to see if that person actually will help or will actually just run away. And
hmm
then most of the time you see that person just like they get creeped out and they just run, or they
hmm
sometimes like get pissed off or they just like babble on that person.
hmm
It like seeing that is just so crazy how this world is now.
That's the thing, like you go outside nowadays. I remember back in the day, you didn't have to worry as much, but nowadays it's like it's hard to trust people's intentions now. Like just speaking from like my own experience, just going outside, it's like you're always just looking around. You don't. I don't know. It's hard to trust people's intentions. You just don't know.
Not even just like relationship, even the friendship.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
what I
ask
mean.
your grandpa or your like parents, they'll they'll have friends for like since their childhood, like their best buddies and all, right? And
Hmm
right now, if you ask someone like what happened to your best friend, they are like we are not friends anymore. We had a fight or something like that. So it's not like even back in the days, right? Not just relationship as just like physical thing or like love connection, right? It's also the other relationship like friendship and all.
hmm
It has changed as well. Like so many, even in friendship, there's like breakup. We are taking break or something like that. We had a fight.
That is
How
becoming
does
like a
that
big
work?
thing.
How
That's
does that
another big thing.
A break, like what?
I
yeah?
hate that
How
word.
does that work?
Hate that word. A break.
Break up. Just break up.
Just put the up
There's
in
no
there and just
breaks.
add the word up and then there you go. That's
Yeah,
official.
Yeah,
there's no
Just
breaks.
just don't just
we are taking a
don't
break.
hold your horses and just say we're on a break.
That's the
We are
thing.
on the break. We are looking for someone. Like if we find someone, then it's good. Otherwise, we are on the break.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
does that work?
I feel like people nowadays too give up so easily. Like I see, even with
Effort and
marriage,
time. They don't want to die.
like I get it, but like if you're gonna marry somebody, like why do you throw around like divorce or even just regular relationships? People throw around like breaking ups like it's nothing, like over the dumbest things too. They'll just throw it. It's like the grass will never be greener. Like you'll have fights or problems with anybody you're with, no matter who it is. Like relationship with a female or relationship with your best friend, no matter what, you're gonna have your differences, and it's like the grass is never gonna be greener, especially in like male-female relationships. So I feel like just stick it out with that person, get through it together, because if you keep running from your problems, it's gonna happen over and over. The cycle will repeat with everybody you're with because you never decided to work out those issues or whatever. I mean, I get it sometimes, like if somebody cheats, then yeah, I get it, leave. But
Yeah.
I mean, like normal issues that can actually be,
Oh, when they do it like indirectly, you found out right there without even that person telling you what happened. You just found
yeah.
out right there. I hate that. I mean, in my situation with the way it ended, it's just I don't know if it was an indirect thing, but I know vividly how it happened, where it
Hmm.
happened, when it happened, and what I was doing that time. That's what
Hmm.
sucks about having a good memory is that whether you have a good memory, that's a talent, but it's also a bad thing because then you get this traumatic thing in your mind that you're just gonna remember forever. Um,
Yeah.
the way it happened was it wasn't a face to face. It was a text message.
Hmm.
Right after that, like going back to work, and that was where I met that person. Going back to work was so hard to do because I was so
Yeah.
frustrated. Everything
Yeah.
around me at work reminds me of that person. Um,
Hmm.
like I was at that point where I already planned on like leaving that place, but man, that's why I didn't want to like go back to the casino area because like everything just reminded me of that whole area reminds me of that person. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
And
the
yeah.
thing. Nowadays, yeah, it's over the text. If you don't want something, just face that person, have those like guts or something, courtesy at least.
And
Yeah. It's not a,
yeah.
yeah.
And another thing is that like that girl like that the girl will tell you I don't want to hurt you. But the fact is that you hurt me even more by not even telling me face to face. They don't
Hmm.
realize they probably don't realize that. Yeah, depending
Yeah.
on the person, but they don't realize that they hurt that person so much more than just going and say it face to face. I mean, at least you gave me that certain closure,
Hmm.
right?
Or like, yeah, just the respect enough to,
Yeah, it's just the
Yeah.
or at
respect. It's
The
a
least,
closure,
simple.
yeah.
unless, yeah, just talk about it too. At least you have a word as well. You have a voice.
Yeah, and at least you have like, okay, it's understandable. I
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it. I get it. But frig, going through a text message, doing it through your phone is just so hard.
Hmm. Yeah. I feel like that's the thing too nowadays. Like communication's lacking so much. Like people rather just like walk away, leave on a bad note than just. It's like that's the thing people don't understand too is like, okay, you have issues. That doesn't mean you need to argue. You can still talk it out like maturing, lovingly. You don't have to yell at each other. It doesn't have to be a screaming match. You can still just talk it out. Of course, you guys maybe are not in the best moods, but
Yeah. Just
remember,
talk
you
it
guys
out.
love each other. Just talk it out. And you could end it right then and there if you just talk it out. It's like be mature enough to just communicate. I feel like that's such a thing that's lacking nowadays. People rather just say, no, I want to break up.
And yet that,
Or,
yeah,
yeah,
and like it could still hurt that person years later.
yeah, yeah. Or it
And
could ruin the
it, c-
whole thing of relationships, dating, marriage, or who knows how long, because people just have that in their head.
yep, trying to find someone else after that,
Yeah.
depending on the person, but trying to find someone else after that is just really, it hurts to find someone
Hmm.
after what happened. So
Hmm.
that it was hard for me because yes, it's a first time. Yes, I get it. It's your first time. That's what happens. Well, you know what? It's a first time. It hurts a lot. You don't know how much it hurts me.
Plus, it doesn't matter if it's your first time or 100th time. It's still, it's your emotions. It's
It's just the feelings, right?
Yeah, you
you
don't
You
know.
have
invest yourself so much into somebody. It's like obviously it's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter how many times you've done it or who it's with, whatever.
you don't know what the hell's going on inside me. Um,
Exactly.
you can only judge by like what's going on outside. Oh yeah, I'm really happy, but you never know if I feel good inside,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
That's the thing. At one moment, that's what you wanted, right? So instead of sending someone a text, go face that person and talk with them, right? Because at one moment you were happy together. You wanted those things, right? And now you just sending someone a message and block them or remove them or don't reply or something like that. It's gonna hurt the person more. Even if you
Hmm.
say like I don't wanna hurt you. That's why I didn't came face to face and talk with you, right? Because it's gonna hurt more over the text. But
Yeah.
at least if you see the person, you can see how they felt or something like that on their face, on their expression, right?
Yeah, but no one can
Yeah.
do that now.
It's just a respect thing.
At
Like,
least give them, yeah, closure, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Just respecting, like it's a two-way street. You both should have that respect for each other. You both committed yourselves to each other, so should have that respect enough to just
Yeah. At one point you wanted it, so at one point
yeah.
you also have to come together and talk it out
Hmm. Yeah.
before parting the ways, you know.
Hmm. Plus that should not even be a last resort. It's like you should exercise
Work things
every
out.
option you have before that
Yeah.
it even like comes close to that. But again, nowadays people would just rather leave.
Yeah. Then work it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Just walk away. Yeah, they just walk away, and now like they just go end up on Tinder and all that stuff. Like now, those things are just so over the top.
Thing in general, this thing in general, social media, dating apps, everything.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, still
That's the thing,
interacting through social media, and that's how you can get like an online date right there.
even things like for my religion, Muslims, like all those apps are so tainted as well. It's like those are apps for marriage. Why are you guys on here looking to like hook up and stuff? It's disgusting. It's like that's supposed to be for legitimate like halal marriages. It's a shame to see. It really is. Like the West.
And one of the thing of social media, if like someone had a fight, right? Instead
Hmm.
of working it out, like talking things through, they put it on social media, like a quote or something, and say those things, right?
Yeah.
And put it on the social media to show everybody that what's going on in their dating life. And there will be a bunch of guys or girls that will go in the DM and
Oh my
give them the
God,
solution and
yes.
everything,
Anything
right?
they put,
To slide in
anything
the DM.
right on the
Yeah.
D. Yeah, anything they put on their caption, you never know. You always get that cryptic feeling.
So instead of putting it on a social media for everyone's show,
Yeah.
just work things out, talk things through, or think it out for a few hours, think it over, sleep it over a night, right?
Yeah.
But now people just want to put it on the show and then they'll say like, I found someone else.
Yeah.
Now we can't be together.
Thing I find too, like going back to when we were talking about those, it's like I feel like people's standards have become so unrealistic too, where they just expect all these crazy things from the partner. It's like we haven't even shown like me that you even feel the same way, but you're expecting all these like expensive things or things like that. Like plus those don't mean anything. Like okay, sure, once in a while it's like a nice thing, but like they call it like always expect these things, and then it becomes something that they're just never getting enough of. Like then they only want you for that,
Yeah.
which is not worth it.
Not.
They want a story like a movie, romance movie, a
Hmm.
romantic movie, right?
Yeah.
But they want to live like I don't want to
They
say
want to
it,
live like a
but
Christmas
live
movie,
like
a Hallmark
uh,
movie.
like
Very
Barbie.
romantic. A very romantic thing.
Yeah,
Gosh.
it's
Yeah.
good to like what you want, right? Then
Hmm.
act like it and work on it like it.
Hmm.
You can't just want something and not work on it, right?
Yeah.
Even in those movies, they fight and they get work it out and get back together. They
Hmm.
just don't say like, I need a break right now.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That break, bro. If I ever get married and my wife says that,
We need a break.
yeah.
That's the thing. If you want those things, then work like that.
Yeah. That's the thing,
Your
even
actions
with
should represent that thing or reflect that thing.
that's the thing, even nowadays, especially in the West, I heard so many stories from like different brothers, from them trying to find wives. It's like the things people nowadays are expecting, like maybe even the parents or sometimes the women or the men, they expect ridiculous things. Like sometimes parents will be only accepting men who pay like 100,000 for like for dowry or meher. It's like what? That's
or,
crazy.
or Asian parents that want a doctor.
Yeah. It's like you have to bait like okay, like meher, yes. It has to be based on their financial status. But not even that. All of that aside, it's supposed to be based on the character of the person and also like for Islam, the religion. But nowadays, some people only care about things like money or think is this. But in reality, what 22-year-old is walking around with just 100K to throw around in his pocket? That's ridiculous.
Oh my
Like if
goodness.
you got it, cool, good for you. But
Good for you.
I don't know anybody who.
Who's not in debt?
Yeah, yeah, literally wrong. Actually, I know one.
Not
He's
in
with us.
100.
So if any of you are looking to marry my boy Andrew, he's a good guy.
He's a debt-free guy, not.
Yeah, he's debt free. He's the nicest guy.
I mean, he's a little bit old, but
Hit his
he
DMs.
doesn't,
Hit his DMs. Oh my god.
Yeah.
he doesn't look old, so that's a plus point.
Yeah, he's got those good Asian genes, so he'll always look young.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's just a whole new world when it comes to relationships with him. I mean, anything becomes like easy for like now. Phone, dating, talking DMs, but then once you see that for that person and once you see that person physically, boy, that's a different story.
Yeah.
It's an easy thing to sleep someone with someone than to connect emotionally and mentally.
Or some people
Hmm.
or maybe they do this or they do that first and then they connect after, which is not
But
right.
it's if it works for you, it's good. But if you are just sleeping with everyone else and you're trying to find a connection in between, then if it works for you, it works for you. But it's for not me at least.
Not me either.
Because I'll connect with someone first, then I'll think about the physical part.
You hear like a
Yeah.
lot of guys saying, "Oh, I hooked up with her. I hooked up with her. My gosh, I'm talking to her. I'm talking to this. Oh, she was texting me. I don't know what's going on. They left you on red. Okay, move on to the next one." You got easy access to everything. And I don't like that. Like just talking to like multiple girls to see like, okay, maybe 3 of them will talk to me out of the 20 of them I spoke to.
Yeah. That was the thing. Um, Even with looking for like potentials for marriage or whatnot, it's like I cannot speak to more than one female. Like I feel like that's just disrespect. Like if I'm like potentially talking to my future wife, I would like to give 100% of my time to just her. It's like that's how it'll be when we're married. I'm gonna give 100% of my time to obviously just her. But like even speaking to a potential, it's like I want to also follow that rather
And if
than
you
like
want to
all
find
these
your
guys.
future wife or someone,
Yeah,
it, they might not be on dating apps. You won't
yeah.
find them on dating apps.
I
If you
don't
find them,
recommend apps at all.
if you find them on dating apps, don't thank the dating apps. Thank your luck because you don't find your wife
Yeah.
I've had bad
on
luck with
dating
them,
apps.
and I've had bad luck with them, and I've only met one person, and at least that person asked me if we can like go and grab something to eat just so we can connect, and that was a good thing. And then later on,
Mm.
she DM'd me saying, "I'm not ready for this. You're a cool guy. It's nice to see you, and all that stuff." That's great. There you go.
Yeah.
That's something right there.
And at least she
That's
didn't let
why I
it like
said when I
progress
go
too
to date,
much.
What's that?
uh,
Sorry.
that's why I'm like, see, when I said about going on the dates, dating app, people, I don't know why, but they expect physical thing on the first date.
So they think of
That's
hookups.
why they're on the dating app.
I mean, if it works for you, it works for you, but I honestly would not recommend it. There's better ways, especially nowadays, because you can't really tell much on the app anyways. And it's like when it's on the app, who knows how many other people they're talking to or
And
Even
it's
that's
one
what
thing.
I'm saying. Like people can say high things like like positive or shitty things on the chat, but in person it's a whole different story. You can say anything you want over the chat, you can fake it all over you want, but in fear, like in person it's a different thing.
What, you want the smoke? What are you trying to say? What?
even in the club scenes, my goodness, just I like
Mhm.
party scenes and all that. Like
Yeah,
Karan
never.
said, I don't. He doesn't party. I don't party. I know you don't party,
I
Jake.
don't party, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I used to go to clubs every Saturday for 2 years straight because I like the live country music. I never drank once. I was always drinking Red Bull in the some corner, dark corner. standing alone. And if someone approaches me, I'll just say politely, I cannot dance and I don't want to dance.
The thing is, you
I'm
have to
just
yell
here
at
to
that
enjoy the
person.
music.
The thing is, you have to
Yeah, there is
yell.
I'm
no
just,
talking
You can't even hear that
I'm
in
just
your
person. It's
ear.
so loud. Yeah, you gotta like do this.
I'm just here to drink my Red Bull and listen to the music. I'm not here to connect with someone. And couple of times, even few girls told me, "Are you fucking gay?"
Yeah, it's messed up, man.
No, because they asked me the previous week and then asked me to dance the next week as well. So the next time, she was like, "Are you fucking gay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not here to
Yeah.
do those things. I'm just here to enjoy the music, and I like the vibe.
The vibe is great. I used to go clubbing. Well, not really. I used to go clubbing with my buddies like probably like every Friday, almost every Friday during the summertime. Going in there is great. The music is great. The drinks are expensive, of course. But man, going in there and just walking around, just to stand around, just get to like a rail, so you don't like get bumped around, just to when someone is like trying to dance around with someone. But trying to get to like know someone over there is really hard. Unless you end up in the bathroom or something, but no.
Can't relate, never have, never will.
Yeah. Yeah, anything else that you want to put out for your experience? No.
I don't have that
Quran?
much
I'm
experience,
thinking
honestly.
a lot of things to say, but I'm keeping my private.
Yeah, that's
No, you don't have
my
to. No,
bad.
no, no, no. You can put it out as a general thing like that, like at general tips or anything, but you don't have to put out your whole
General
life.
bits I know, but people will know that it's not general bit. That's my
Hey,
personal bit.
You know,
I
every
didn't reveal. I only revealed that I was with one person, and I didn't want to mention that person's name or
It's
anything.
Mhm.
not just name. It's the stories I have. Those
Oh
wild
my god.
stories.
Like
Korean.
I don't want to disrespect that person. I don't want to put that
Yeah,
person
of
out
course.
there, especially with the social media, putting it on like a YouTube or anything where it's exposed to like the whole world that anybody can see now. But no.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have
Yeah.
much experience, but like I do say general things.
A lot of people like when they're not in a relationship and then they're just like facing their friends uh problems, like if your friend is like telling you the problems, you someone know what you know some tips that you can give to that person even though that you're not in a relationship.
Yeah, it's like I guess um
Outside perspective.
yeah, because the thing I'll compare it to is like the same thing with like fighting. If you're sparring versus a coach watching, they see what you don't because you're in the midst of it. So it's like we get an outside perspective and we get to see those things happen.
Yeah.
And I've done like obviously with my religion, I've done lots of research into it because like I want to know how like marriage will be the best things to do in marriage. Plus, like seeing the state of relationships nowadays, it's like you see exactly what not to do. It's like you get great examples nowadays of the things not to do, what to avoid, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you get a pretty good idea of all the bad. And it's like just hey, not do those things.
It's a deep episode here that we've talked about for a long time that we wanted to like bring something up like this.
You know,
But eventually we'll go into full circle and we'll bring ourselves back into that topic somewhat into a future episode. But
Yeah.
I mean, can you believe that
Because the
we're all
one
like,
with wild stories, we don't have him with us right now.
but can you believe that we're already past 10 episodes?
yeah, no, huh?
I mean, what?
It's fun too. And like we've been steady. We missed 1 week, right? 1 week. I think that's
We
it.
missed 1 week, yes,
Yeah.
but I mean, we still kept going even though that you were positioned to do all the editing and all that stuff. I mean, there's always that second person that can actually be the
Mhm.
backup, but it helps.
Yeah, I like how we
Um,
all have like our rules, and if need be, we always support the other.
yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's been fun, like chatting up with you guys,
Yeah,
for like a couple hours, just
yeah,
to hang out, treat it like it's just like another day at work, 5 a.m. to
yeah.
10 a.m.
That's the beauty of it. We started out as friends, and then now we're a team with a podcast. But at the end of the day, we're still just friends talking.
which is
That's
like
what
an
makes the podcast easy, and it's just fun.
which will probably bring maybe segue into that part where in a relationship, learn the person. Yes, it's
Hmm.
going to take a long time to get that person's attention that you like that person, but you know what? You never know what's going to happen when you're with that person. When you're in a group of friends, you show all that enthusiasm in front of that person that you like. Who knows? That person might text you, and then, oh my God, that's 5 years later, right down the road. You end up
Mhm.
together, and then that connection is like building because of
Mhm.
all of your history. That's an old school way of a relationship right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Yeah, just be genuine. Be genuine, be respectful.
yeah,
Be ready to give someone your time and effort.
Yeah, that's big, big.
and if you
And
were
like,
to end it on a good way. Don't end it in a sudden way, like
mhm.
text message or just walk away or leave them hanging, where
Yeah,
that other half is like wondering what's going on with that person.
it's an
Had
old,
that before. Hmm?
yeah, it's an old tip, but
It's a
it's the reason
very
why.
important tip.
Yeah, another old tip is never go to bed on a bad note.
Yeah.
Like with your
If,
partner,
if you
it's like
want,
you
yeah,
just
if you
let it
want something,
stir.
you
Yep.
Never let it just stir because it comes worse and worse the longer you wait. That's how resentment builds, is when you guys don't have communication. It's like never leave on a bad note, never go to bed on a bad note.
have a guts to say on the face instead of putting on social media.
Oh
Yeah,
God, don't. Oh my goodness, don't lay out your problems in there. Ugh.
yeah. It's like don't. Plus, that's between you two. Like that's private between you two. Like blasting your partner all over. It's like there's just zero respect.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you could tell your close ones like your family, but
Hmm.
don't put it out in front of millions of people just to get some attention and to get some, and to try to get
Like
maybe a tenth of that portion of the world to tell you what to do.
Yeah, it's all about intentions too. Like 9 times out of 10, they're blasting you out in public because it's not the best intentions they have. It's like, well, he did this, so I'm gonna go make it public. Like it's a horrible thing to do.
Horrible thing to do.
if you want someone's advice, ask your best friend, ask your family, your sister, sibling. Right? Don't put it on social media. If I have something, I talk with these guys.
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
the video call. They'll make the fun and everything, but I'm not posting over the social media and everything. Right?
Mhm.
Yep.
That
Or if
this
it's
person ghosted
serious,
me and I felt bad or something like that.
Always the
or if
close
it's
ones
like
you
actually,
trust.
yeah, or it's like actually serious, we're actually gonna sit down and like talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if you are genuinely looking for help, if you're in an issue, go to somebody who is not biased. Go to somebody you don't know or some like professional. Talk it out together with that person because they're gonna be someone who won't take sides, like maybe a close friend or something.
Yeah, true.
Like I advise if you're married or whatever. I mean, I'm no expert whatsoever, but I mean from what I've seen and the videos I've watched with like relationship experts is like exercise every single option you can before you decide to like divorce or whatever. Because again, the grass will never be greener. So it's like if you decided to commit yourselves to each other, continue to do that and work it out.
The grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah, exactly.
If the
And
grass is your relationship, the water is your time and effort.
Boom.
there we go. And we ended on a good note right there, boys.
Yup.
Uh, and I got to thank the viewers. Thank all the support. Leave us questions. Leave us comments. And there's the Dracula. There goes the Dracula. But in all seriousness, thank you for watching us on YouTube. Thank you for like checking us on our Instagram clips that we posted, teases of our next episode and everything. Um, TikTok. We are on TikTok. We are on. I'm not gonna. I'll say Twitter, but I don't really interact on Twitter because Twitter is just becoming like the final thing that I don't really use now. But
Yeah.
our main thing is Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, anything that is on our link tree on our biography. The link is right there. We have all those links that you can like interact with us. Yeah, let's interact with you guys. Give us a question. Let us make this podcast better. Do something that's a little different.
Give us topics,
Leave
anything.
leave the
Anything.
comment you want to hear the topic about, or you want us to improve on, you know.
Yeah.
Give us some feedback. I mean, I'm happy that we're over like 10 plus episodes, but at least we can give you some content right there every Friday on YouTube. Just much appreciated with you guys watching and listening. But yeah,
Yep.
and I got to thank the boys over here that are part of this podcast. Thank to this originator here that came up with the idea at work. Don't put your head down, man.
Thank you all too. Thank you, the audience.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
yeah,
If you end, so I can do that my thing
Yeah.
and I can go, you know, like a Dracula. I'm trying for timing so hard.
yeah. Well, thank you guys again, and don't forget to keep up to date. Follow us on Instagram and follow us on our socials. And go
Yup.
Leafs go.
Yup.
Yeah.